Take first question in the back on one. Run to the camera.
Rick, Tim Reynolds with the AP, all the way in the back.
Yeah, hey.
On a night where obviously you got a ton of contributions from a ton of guys, can you just kind of summarize the jobs that Ben and TJ did for you guys coming off the bench?
Yeah, I mean, those guys were tremendous, and TJ just brought a competitive will to the game. Matherin jumped in there and immediately was aggressive and got the ball in the basket. And, look, this is the kind of team that we are. We need everybody to be ready. It's not always going to be exactly the same guys that are stepping up with scoring and stuff like that. But, this is how we got to do it. And we got to do it as a team. And we got to make it as hard as possible on them.
Left side, second row here.
Rick, what do you think of the way Tyrese performed tonight? Just a complete game overall as far as scoring, distributing, and also rebounding as well.
Yeah, terrific. I mean, he look at every game. You're going to have to make adjustments against this defense. I mean, there's just going to be different looks. You're going to have different high-level defenders on you. You're going to see some different coverage stuff. It's going to be constantly changing, and so. I thought his approach tonight was exactly what it needed to be. A combination of spatial awareness and aggression, and a real good feel for aggression to score, along with getting his teammates involved at the right times. And so, he was terrific. Pascal was terrific. Pascal, scored the first 6 points of the game when points were hard to come by. And he did it on 3 difficult shots, one-on-one, fadeaways. Those are tough shots. And so, I was proud of the way we bounced back from a rough ending to the third quarter. That was something that could have shaken us up a lot. But the guys that went back in there to start the fourth, they kept their head down and kept competing.
Second row towards the center.
Coach, Guilherme Sacco from ESPN Brazil. I want to ask you about Miles Turner. It looked like he was struggling the whole game, but in the fourth quarter he made like 3 or 4 defense plays against Chet. And I want to know how you would do to keep all your guys mentally ready for this moment.
Well, Miles is under the weather, and he may not even be with us tomorrow. He just hasn't been feeling well the last couple of days. It was affecting his wind. He won't bring it up, but I think it's just appropriate to mention that he is working through something, some kind of a cold or whatever, but he's just not feeling himself. So, we'll see where things are tomorrow with him. But I thought he did a great job of just taking a couple of deep breaths in the third quarter and just doing a reset and coming back in there ready. And, that's what a lot of this is. You have to be super resilient. Things happen, in milliseconds. I mean, these guys go by you, they're dunking the ball, they're doing this, they're doing that. I mean, there's a lot going on.
Third row on your right.
Rick, just going back to TJ for a second. Obviously, he had several steals tonight, especially in the backcourt. I know you've been seeing that all season. Does it ever surprise you when he's still able to, almost trick teams into that steal? And historically, does it remind you of anyone else?
I don't know. This series features so many special players on both sides. TJ brings some very unique elements to our team, and he brings a unique elements to the game in general. And so, look, we need all of our guys to bring whatever is their thing to our thing and have it be part of our thing, but he's he's a guy that inspires a lot of people. He inspires our team a lot. But listen, this was a great win. We got to turn the page quickly. I mean, there's another game in 36 hours.
Second row on the right.
Coach over here. What did you think of the defense that Andrew Nimhart and both Ben Shepherd played on SGA tonight?
Well, they're giving it their absolute full capacity effort all the time. We have to look at the fouls. Maybe there's some that are avoidable. But look, with him, he's the MVP. You just gotta try to make it difficult, and and we just got to keep platooning people onto him, and try to keep our guys fresh somehow.
Coach, a lot of factors to decide a series so tight like that. I want to ask you how much of the environment, the atmosphere will be key for a winner of this championship. Like we see the spark that DJ brought today. And how do you work this with your players?
The crowd, the environment. I thought our crowd was great, and they were everything that we had hoped for tonight. Oklahoma's crowd, we've talked about it in kind of telling our crowd through the media and whatever that we really need them, and they were great, especially in the fourth quarter. It just went up a few decibels, and so it's one of many factors, as you mentioned.
Mark here on left.
Coach, talk about when Ben was out for the playoffs last year. Did you make time to go talk to him, kind of keep him engaged, and what has he meant for you guys in the playoffs this time around?
Yeah, I mean he was with the team. He just wasn't playing, and he took a lot of notes, a lot of mental notes, and he may have written some things down. But I do know that after he sustained the injury, it was either in February or early March. You can order these calendars that start on a specific day and then they count days. And so, I think it was Dr. Elatraj did the surgery, and so there was a calendar that was sitting in our training room, and every day he would come in and take one off, and he was counting the days down to being cleared sometime in August, and then being able to begin training camp. It began 5-on-5 with our guys in September, and then to begin training camp, really with his eyes firmly set on an opportunity in the playoffs. And so, he's put in a lot of work to be ready for these moments. And tonight he was an absolute major factor.
Jamal here on the left. Oh no, Robert. Fourth row. Thanks.
Hey, Rick. You mentioned earlier that this is who we got to be. This is our team. Over the last couple of years, as this team sort of came into its own, when did the players really start to buy into the identity that they showed in the fourth quarter tonight?
Well, I mean, we have great guys on our team. These guys, it's things that make sense aren't a hard sell for our guys. I mean, we've put an incredible amount of work into becoming better defensively. We're still not great, but we're way better than we were. It's taken tons of work. It's taken tons of, it's constant relationship building. It's a difficult system, and it requires a lot of sacrifice. But when you execute it the right way, whether it's 2 years ago in some game that doesn't seem very meaningful in mid-January, or in Game 3 of the finals, these guys see where important things are important and hard things are hard. That's a phrase I've used many times. Hard things are hard, but our guys are, they've made the investment, and it's an ongoing thing. It's like a great marriage. It's a lot of work.
Thank you, Coach.